Would you like to know what's blocking your money? You've probably been told it's some hidden belief, some childhood story, or that you're just not vibrating high enough, as if money had a frequency. But the real money block, it's invisible. And what makes things worse is you're probably doing it every day without realizing it. Today, I'll show you what this invisible block really is, why it keeps you trapped, and the effortless shift in perspective around money that unlocks the constant flow of money, ideas that will bring you money, and peace of mind around money. And by the way, if money is the thing you most want to sort out, I've linked my free Effortless Money Manifesting Masterclass right at the top of the description, and here's a QR code you can scan. That video takes what I'm about to share here even deeper, but let's get started. Imagine you're hungry, like really hungry. What would you want to manifest? Food, of course. Delicious food. You wouldn't be appealing to the gods of manifestation for a nice set of cutlery, would you? But that's where nearly everyone goes wrong when it comes to money manifesting, including yours truly. This is a trap I fell into for years, so don't feel bad. Let me explain. We've taken it as irrefutable truth that money is the thing that will solve our problems. So we try to manifest money itself. Once you've decided that money is the thing to go after, of course, you start visualizing it, constantly scan and look to see if it's on the way or even arrived yet. Then we worry about it if it hasn't shown up. And we talk about attracting it as if we and it were somehow magnetic, if we could only find that darned frequency. But money isn't the thing you need. Money is the cutlery. It may make eating the meal less messy, but it's the food you need. When I was up to my neck in debt 30-some years ago, I kept trying to manifest the money to pay them off, but it didn't show up. Well, eventually it did, but these were credit card companies and banks who were imposing deadlines with threats if I didn't stump up the goods in time. I was frightened. That's no atmosphere to manifest in, of course, but that's where I was, desperate, scared, and with the axe about to fall. I thought money, the cutlery, was my only hope, but in the end, I didn't pay them on time, and the axe didn't fall either. What happened? I'll come back to that. The point I want you to take from this video, and please hear this even if you hear nothing else today, the invisible block to you manifesting money is the belief that money is the result you want. Money is never a result in itself. I know Ebenezer Scrooge was fictional, but he's a perfect example of how useless money is on its own. At the start of the story of A Christmas Carol, he was loaded, but he was living like a pauper, working in a freezing office by the light of a single candle and annoyed because no one would work on Christmas Day when he thought he could make even more money that he'd do nothing with. It was only after a handful of ghosts kicked his behind that he realized he could do some good with it once he started spending it and giving some of it away. And, full confession here, sometimes when we have a lot of big expenses looming on the horizon, I still fall into old habits. The trick is to catch yourself in the act and then not to beat yourself up about it. We all do it at times. It's how our minds are conditioned to work. For instance, a while back, when a few unexpected bills had caught us off guard, I caught myself doing something subtle that looked sensible, but I quickly spotted it was the invisible block in disguise. I'd open my laptop, glance at my bank app, check email, refresh Stripe, peek at PayPal, then wander into the kitchen feeling tight-chested because no new money had come in. 10 minutes later, I'd be researching ways to make money faster. You know what never happened in that state? A useful idea. I wasn't creating value. I was scanning for forks. That morning, I noticed what I was doing and immediately tried something different. I closed every tab, stood by the window and let the noise in my head do whatever it wanted. Didn't fight it, didn't think positive, just noticed it like weather passing through. 2 minutes later, a tiny, unglamorous idea surfaced. Email that lady who'd asked a question in last week's comments and offer her a short voice note answer. I did it. She replied, bought my book, and, this is the interesting bit, referred a friend who later became a paid client. No visualizing money, no chasing. I simply followed an idea that had value for someone else. The food came afterwards, automatically. If this lands and money is your hot potato, my free 10-minute effortless money manifesting video shows exactly how I quieten down so those practical ideas can actually reach me. Links at the top of the description, and there's a QR code on screen. Fancy a quick thought experiment? It'll take less than a minute and doesn't hurt a bit, I promise. Ready? Close your eyes, unless you're driving. Notice your breathing without changing it. Let your shoulders drop. Feel yourself relax. Now bring to mind the situation you want to improve. Don't analyze it, just acknowledge it. And ask this quietly. If this was already sorted, what feeling would be here? Don't manufacture anything. If nothing comes, that's fine. If a word appears, relief, steady, spacious, let it sit. Give it 10 seconds. And then ask, from that feeling, what tiny helpful step could occur to me? You're not hunting for genius. You're noticing a nudge. Maybe it's message Sarah. Maybe it's list 3 people who genuinely benefit from what I can do. Maybe it's take a walk and let the next piece arrive. Open your eyes. That's the shortcut. Quiet, feeling, nudge, act. No forcing, no rules to break. The money, fork, follows the value, spaghetti. Look, when you stop treating money as the goal, the question shifts from how do I get forks to what spaghetti do I already have? Here are 3 fast prompts you can give your mind to set it off in new directions rather than always looking for the money itself. Number 1 is, consider useful skills you underrate. What do friends ask you about? Tech setup, copy tweaks, soothing anxious kids, organizing cupboards, choosing cameras. List 5. Pick one you could offer today in a tiny way. Incidentally, this was how I kept my creditors from taking me to court and why that axe didn't fall, in case you thought I'd forgotten to tell you about that. Once I dropped trying to manifest the money to pay them, I just gave up trying, it clearly wasn't working. The thought occurred to me that one of my great strengths, a thing I've been complimented on all my life, is that I'm a good communicator. I can speak well. So why not talk to them? That thought floated into my awareness, and although it was a little scary at first, it was a lot less scary than the alternatives at the time. So instead of hiding from them, hoping that money would somehow show up before the next bill date or the final demand deadline was reached, I started making phone calls. Every single one of them gave me time and took the pressure off me. Okay, number 2 is assets hiding in plain sight. Templates you've made, checklists you use, gear you own, a spare room, a newsletter list of 118 people who already like you. What could help someone this week? Thirdly, human bridges. Who do you already know that your work would benefit? Not to pitch at, simply to help. Saw this and thought of you. Creates value without pressure. Value opens doors. Doors often have money behind them. None of this requires high vibes. It requires quiet noticing and kind action. That's it. And they will take your mind off money itself and set you thinking creatively in ways that can generate money. Now, I know some of you will still be yelling back at me that you have to pay bills, feed the kids and the dog, put fuel in your car, and so on. I've had this conversation many times in many settings over the years, so let me address some of the most common questions before closing this video. Firstly, let me say this. Do the admin you must. I'm not telling you to ignore money demands and things only money can pay for. Paying attention isn't the block. Living in money watch mode is. Handle the task, then return to quiet so you can see fresh options. Admin is a chore. Creation needs space. Next, people say this is burying their head in the sand. It isn't. That's misunderstanding what I'm saying. We're not ignoring reality. We're dropping the panic so we can respond wisely to reality. Panic narrows vision. Quiet widens it. Another big fear is that no new ideas will come. In fact, that's usually the reason people get stuck in this money block in the first place. Here's my promise, my absolute 100% guarantee. They will come. Often when you stop looking directly at them. Walk, shower, wash the dishes. Treat your mind like a snow globe. Set it down, let it clear. Jot the first light idea. Don't judge it, test it. And to those who are asking if this isn't just working harder in disguise, I say this: it's work clearer. The right tiny action from quiet beats 10 frantic actions from fear. You'll feel the difference in your body. One is heavy and sticky. The other is light and obvious. For over 30 years, money felt like water running through my fingers. No matter how much came in, more went out. I lived in constant money watch mode. But here's the moment it changed. I realized I was trying to manifest the fork instead of the meal. I didn't actually want money. I wanted security. I wanted freedom. I wanted to stop worrying. And the minute I stopped chasing the fork and began following the ideas that naturally showed up, the flow reversed. Money started coming in faster than it went out. Not because I'd cracked some cosmic code, but because I'd stopped treating money as if it had energy of its own. The energy was always coming from me. And once you see that, you can never unsee it. So let me sum this up. The invisible money block isn't your childhood beliefs. It isn't your subconscious programming. It's not even that you check your balance too much. The invisible block is the false premise that money is the end in itself. It isn't. It's just the fork, not the meal. And the shift happens the moment you stop chasing forks and start trusting the spaghetti will show up when you follow your inner wisdom. If this clicks for you and you want to go deeper into how to actually live from that place, my Effortless Money Manifesting Masterclass is waiting for you. It's free. It's linked right at the top of the description, and it might just be the most important 10 minutes you've ever watched about money. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in another video.